Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy. I think his name is now Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing today, man?
Uh, Hanging in. The humidity is back in the Northeast because believe me, I'm
Uh,
feeling.
I will say I had the biggest rainstorm I've ever seen in my life yesterday, though. I thought somebody was throwing rocks at my window. I swear to God.
You and me both. It was like crazy heavy rain, and then I went to leave. It was around like 6 o'clock last night, and the end of my street was like a river.
Yeah, I'm surprised more didn't flood around me because it was bad. I have a drain on top of one of the roofs over here that's above the parking garage,
Yeah.
and it was a fountain. And this is supposed to be a drain. So the other end of that was just filling up with water so much it was just shooting it out like 3 feet in the air. Yeah, it was bad. The whole plumbing got flooded.
Holy shit.
Yeah, the super was not happy. But yeah, it was bad, but humidity's back in full effect today, baby.
Yeah, hopefully we get some more rain and it'll cool off. It's supposed to cool off here this weekend, at least in that aspect.
Yeah, man, I'll take the heat. Just got to cut down on some of this humidity. It's terrible.
Dude, I can feel it. I literally, like, as soon as I woke up yesterday, like, everything was like, oh, you could feel it.
Yeah.
But before we get started with wrestling this week, we're going to go over, I guess you call them all super fights now, but UFC 214.
Yeah, all in all, it wasn't a bad card. I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, I didn't see all of the undercard, but I heard that a lot of them were really fantastic. Like a lot of the fights, they were awesome. It's just so hard to get behind the UFC because it's like 5 hours of stuff. But the main card I enjoyed.
Yeah,
Um,
I was going to say that because, like, it's almost like a SummerSlam, WrestleMania type show every time they do this because they have the preliminary card that's on the Fight Pass, those three fights, and then the other preliminary card that's on FXX.
yeah, yeah. There's just a lot of fights on a UFC card. I mean, I guess it's good um for UFC.
Yeah,
You know, to have that many of their fighters highlighted um at once, especially if it's on a big card like that, more people will tend to take notice. But it's hard. Like even if you watch, like the crowd doesn't get there for those fights. Like those guys are fighting in front of a semi-dead arena a lot of the time.
yeah. I was gonna say usually you don't see the place fill up or like the bigger name like people that are like Hollywood stars or whatever. They don't come till the main card, the last like 4 or 5 fights.
That's actually changing though. They're never on the exclusive, like the Fight Pass exclusive, but I'm beginning to notice that. I'm
Hello?
so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. My headset died.
Oh, it's okay.
Um, yeah, they're never really put on the like the lower tier card, but they're almost always on the um
No, I get what you're saying.
so yeah, sorry, I just had to plug my controller in.
Yeah, no, you're good. They're starting to fill up more than just when the pay-per-view comes on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess it's good like for the last maybe fight or two to be a big name on the undercard because I guess people to watch the undercard. And sometimes that's where the guys are the hungriest. That's where a guy can have a $5,000, $10,000 guarantee and walk away with 50,000 if they get fight of the night or performance of the night
Yeah,
or
because they're
something
trying
like
to make
that.
a name for themselves.
Yeah, and some of these guys are just real hungry. Can you imagine that you show up for work expecting to make 10 grand and you walk away with 60?
Oh man, that would be like the best day ever.
Yeah, so for a lot of these guys, they're hungry, and that's what you see a lot of time, like the better fights I'm not saying all the time, but a lot of time it's these young, hungry guys just really fighting for an opportunity because that may be what gets them that, you know, that money fight down the line, that one opportunity.
I was gonna say that, or it gets them noticed by the general public as opposed to just management. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's the general public that they seem to care about now, and we'll get onto that in a second when we talk about Woodley, like when we get to that fight.
And me and you talked about this during the show. Cyborg just beat the ever living crap out of Tanya Evinger.
Yeah, see, now the thing is, I mean, like, you know, even afterwards, you know, Evinger was like, you know, I just didn't stick to my game plan. Like, she didn't seem overwhelmed. She's like, I don't know why I went down. But I don't think she expected Cyborg to be as big as she was or as strong as she was, because Cyborg walks around at a lot heavier than 145, which is what they fought at. Cyborg's a big woman. She's not a little woman at all. And whatchamacallit, just she didn't even look like she showed up in fighting shape. Evinger.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not familiar with her. Maybe that's how she usually is. I mean, I'm pretty sure she was an Invicta champion, so she's not like some no-name pushover. She's been doing this for, I think, 11, 12 years. Like, she's not a nobody.
Right.
Like, she's highly experienced, but, I mean, she just got fucking waxed.
Yeah, it was bad. Now, we were talking about this off air, the Woodley Maya fight where Maya had a huge fucking knot on his side of his head. Holy cow.
Yeah, Dana White's big argument was that Woodley wasn't aggressive enough, and apparently they set a record for least amount of significant strikes or least amount of strikes thrown in a 5-round championship fight. And that's what Dana was really, you know, because they booed him. Like, they got booed at the end of that fight. They booed the whole entire. I think there was 60 punches thrown total between the two guys over 5 rounds. And,
that's crazy.
Dana came out and said, like, you know, oh, you heard it. They booed him. Like, when they boo you, they don't want to see you fight. And it ended up really pissing off Woodley because I guess it came out that Woodley popped his shoulder out during the fight. And now he's saying that it's a torn labrum, which if anybody on the planet knows what it's like, it's what I've been going through for the last year. And for him to continue fighting with a torn labrum, to me, is fucking amazing.
Yeah, you got to be a tough fucking dude to do that.
The fact that you can still throw a punch, I mean...
Yeah.
It's like, that's part of what Balor tore last WrestleMania. I mean, last SummerSlam. Now, granted, what Balor tore was a lot more than just the labrum. But the labrum was one of the big things.
But still, and then he continued on.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just cut from a different cloth than I am, man.
But now it makes sense why there was not so many punches thrown.
Well, I mean, he had a good point. He said he's going against a black belt Brazilian jiu-jitsu guy who tried to take him. I think Maya's a black belt. Who tried to take him down, I believe it was 23 or 24 times. He stopped him all of those times. And Dana White's argument was, well, he had him fighting with one eye closed in the first round. He should have finished him then. He wasn't aggressive enough. And it goes back to UFC is owned by a entertainment company now. And it seems like their priority now is entertainment more so than sport if you look at all the super fights. You know, but his argument is he's the only one who's fighting the legitimate number one contenders. And I can't say that I disagree with him.
I was going to say, he has a very valid point.
I mean, you got guys fighting, you know, just whatever would equate to a super fight, whether it be like the number 13 guy in the world fighting the champion or whatnot. You know, he wants one of those money fights. You know, he wants to fight George St. Pierre. And now, apparently, because of that performance, Dana White's not going to give it to him. It's going to be him and Bisping now.
Yeah.
But that's where the money fight would be. So now now Woodley's saying, well, fuck that. Now I'm the, you know, he don't want to fight me. I'm the greatest welterweight of all time then. I believe they fight at welter.
Okay.
And he's like, I'll fight Conor. I'll fight anybody. He's like, just give me anybody. Like, you know, I don't care who it is. I will fight.
Yeah, well, he might be out for a little while if he tore his labrum.
Yeah, it's a good chance that he will be.
Because that's a good 6-9 months.
I mean, it also depends on how bad it is. And
That
he said
too.
he's gone through something like this, but yeah, I mean, a torn labrum's nothing to play with. That shit is terrible.
And that's coming from firsthand experience.
Firsthand, man.
Now, what'd you think of the main event with John Jones and Cormier?
I feel bad for Cormier. I like DC. I'm in a very small group of people who really like DC. But I mean, that was a fucking vicious kick, man.
He got rocked.
I mean, it's a grown man sport. I'll tell you that much.
That's for sure. And then John Jones, after the fight, goes and calls out Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, which I think is extremely interesting. And, you know, some people are saying that Jones is too small for Lesnar. I don't believe that at all. I believe that this could actually be a pretty decent fight.
It's very possible. It's just you're not going to be able to see it till sometime next year.
I don't even know what the truth with that with the USADA is. I mean, but you were right last week. I was wrong about it not freezing. When he announced his retirement, it did indeed freeze. I'm hearing some people say it'll take 6 months. I'm hearing some people say that if he's in the pool now, he'll be clear by December.
Yeah, basically the freeze is over when he starts testing in USADA again.
Yeah.
So it all depends, if he started testing now, just as an example, he wouldn't get cleared till like February. Which is 6 months.
Yeah.
But, so it all depends if he's actually in the testing now or he already was, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it all comes down to that. And I don't think anybody would say anything about it if it's hidden.
No, not at all.
And if they really want to make a big shock, they're not going to, leak that out.
Oh, by the way...
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Brock Lesnar's been in USADA, so...
Yeah, no, they'll probably do something like they did before, where on one of their big cards, they'll just have, a promo or a hype video.
But, I mean, if Dana White made Mayweather McGregor happen, I'm pretty sure we're going to see this.
I have no doubt in my mind. All right, well, let's switch gears a little bit. Monday Night Raw. What did you think of Raw this week?
Raw is Raw.
That is the best statement I've heard.
It's the three-way match was real cool. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But just the rest of it, they closed with Big Show and Kaz. Wasn't that the main event?
Yeah.
I can't even tell you what happened, and I know I watched it. That tells you how much of the market's leaving if I can't tell you what happened in the main segment.
Right. The one gripe I'll have about the triple threat, and maybe it's just me being nitpicky, I wish Reigns didn't pin Samoa Joe. And the reason I say this is that they could have used that at a later date, or maybe even at SummerSlam. You've never beaten me. You've never pinned me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they may wanted to have protected
Strowman.
Yeah,
but I agree with you, dude. There was that match, and I'm trying to remember as I scroll through it, because when I look at it, it'll oh yeah, They're the third hour, dude. Because I messaged you the next day, and I was like, the third hour was just fucking horrible. Oh my god, it was bad.
Yeah.
Oh, the Wyatt Finn Balor segment wasn't too bad.
I'm done with Finn Balor. They've done nothing with him. They've made him so uninteresting.
The other thing I thought was Well, actually, there's two things right off the top of my head I remember now that were bad. The Miz segment with Jason Jordan was really bad.
Yeah, no, the crowd isn't happy with any of this shit with fucking Angle. Like, I don't think the crowd is taking to it at
Dude, they're
all.
gonna have to. I think they're gonna have to scrap it because it's like took
But
a
how do you scrap it?
nosedive.
Because I've heard the plan is to get Jason Jordan the IC title at SummerSlam. I
Yeah.
heard this before they started with the whole Miz thing, and now they're doing it.
I
So
don't think it's gonna happen now because it's bad.
I don't know, but you're committed to it already. I mean, what's the worst that'll happen? You just give Miz back the title.
Yeah, Miz has made the title relevant.
He seems to be like the one that they hand it to when they're unsure. So I mean, like that's a huge, thing.
Oh yeah, that's
like,
a huge feather in his cap. The other one that was really bad, and I don't know if you remember this, was the match with Bayley and Nia Jax.
I don't remember it.
Where
thankfully,
I'm fairly certain Bayley was injured in that match.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. She hurt her shoulder. Another shoulder injury.
Right, and I had read rumors that they think it could be a separated shoulder. The thing that really made me angry, and I don't normally get like angry, I'm kind of like even keel with how WWE does stuff. But Nia Jax, after Bayley already hurt her shoulder, did like that double chicken wing where she couldn't like protect herself and just like dumped her like shoulder and face first. Like that's really careless.
Unless she didn't realize how bad she was hurt. Like,
I
never stand up for Nia because I think she's useless. But
no, that's a fair point. But if you knew that she could potentially be hurt, even if there's a chance, you don't do that.
No, I agree. But I mean,
that just really like irked me. Like I said, dude, the third hour was just bad. Like they had Elias and Kalisto, and it went like way too long.
It seems like they're really getting behind Elias Samson. Is it me? Or, now he's just Elias, by the way.
Yes, he's no more Samson. It's just Elias.
Which, I don't get that.
That's weird. Vince does that sometimes, like them little, like subtle, weird changes.
I mean, Rusev had a first name.
Yeah.
Now he's just Rusev, but I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Maybe only certain people are allowed to have a last name.
I know, I don't get it.
Me neither, not at all.
But the couple things I said, dude, those were really like the only highlights on the show. It was not a very good show at all.
No, I mean, Raw's it's getting real shitty, and I hate saying this as somebody who loves wrestling like I do. Raw's just getting...
I've told you this before. I try to find like positives and focus on that as opposed to being like other people out there that just want to like fucking hammer home negative.
There's not much positive to say at this point, though.
I
hate saying
not
it.
At all. So let's switch. What did you think of SmackDown this week?
SmackDown is so much better than Raw. I mean, I was very surprised with the Nakamura. Happily surprised.
Yes.
But he fucked up Cena though. He dropped Cena for sure. Because you can see him say sorry after the match.
And I rewatched it, and I don't know if you noticed it, he does say sorry, and then you could kind of see Cena say, "What for?" Almost saying, like, it was my fault. Which is kind of crazy to think about, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with the controller. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. But for those that didn't see it, Nakamura gave Cena, it's the exploder suplex, and Cena basically landed like right on the top of his head.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why.
That was scary, man. And you see that very much. And Cena was definitely dazed because Nakamura was supposed to like finish him off, and you see him like waiting, waiting, waiting. And like the refs, as soon as the fall was counted to three, they were like right over and like squeeze my hand, are you okay? And that was one of the nastier bumps I've seen in quite some time. I actually enjoyed Styles and Owens again, but it's getting kind of played out because they've wrestled, I'm trying to remember, at least like I think 3 or 4 times on TV and pay-per-view, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm so sorry, man.
Nah, no worries. I just think, like, because now they're having it where Owens got screwed and that Shane is going to be the special guest referee at SummerSlam, which is kind of weird because I had read reports that they wanted to have Owens fight Shane at SummerSlam. So I don't know if they're saving that for like another big show or what they're doing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But they're still solid matches. It's just how many times can you see the same two guys fight,
No, I agree fully.
That's the one issue I have. The one shocker to me is, and I know it shouldn't be because of who he's with, is Aiden English beating Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that kind of came up out of the blue. That was kind of like, that's curious.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy for him because I think I actually like him and like he's not too bad in the ring.
No, I agree.
It was just kind of like you said, like, like, odd. You like, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
Well, I mean, not so quickly, not out of nowhere, and I think that was done more to like further the angle with Kanellis.
Yeah, I agree with you to keep it going with Kanellis and him.
Yeah, but that was still just like, like that's strange.
Yeah, and I actually thought the women's tag match wasn't too bad.
Yeah, no, I mean it's they're getting slowly better, WWE, with SmackDown.
Yeah, because remember, dude, there was like a point for about a couple months that it was pretty rough.
Yeah, it was getting less than good.
Yeah. It was like, did they take someone from Raw and put him on SmackDown?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I guess with things having time to build, things ended up okay.
Yes, and the other match, not that I want to go match for match, but I thought every match on the show was really good. Chad Gable and Rusev.
Yes. Yeah, I actually thought they were going to give that to Gable for a second.
Yes. And it was kind of cool to see him use the ankle lock.
Yeah, no. They just made his fucking partner Kurt Angle's son. Why is he doing the ankle lock?
Well, yeah, you got a point.
Because I'm like, like, why? Like, because they're both, fucking wrestlers who are Olympians? Like...
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And that's just how I saw it. I just, I wasn't thrilled with that.
That makes sense, though. But I thought him and Gable had a really good match.
Yeah, I was very sad when Ruru won. Fucking
yeah,
Ruru.
And I was going to say, like, because people I know have said they find Rusev boring. Like, I guess from a personality standpoint. Which, I can kind of see, but I will always say if you put him in, like, with the right person, he can go.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a beast, man. He's a good worker. I like Rusev.
That's like when I saw how they set up him and, like, Randy Orton now for SummerSlam, I'm like, it's going to be boring from a personality standpoint, but if Randy decides that he wants to, like, put on a good match in the ring, then they'll have a good match.
Yeah, if Randy wants to work, it'll be a good match.
That's basically all it boils down to.
Yeah, that is. If he wants to actually come to work and do his job, it'll be a fucking great. It should be great.
Well, because look at all the great matches Rusev had with Cena. They had like fantastic chemistry.
My buddy Ruru.
I know, man. I always enjoyed him, and it's crazy how like slimmed down he got now.
Yeah, it looks weird looking at Rusev.
Especially considering where he was, say, like a year or like 18 months ago.
He just looks weird with the short hair.
Well, that, and he's like considerably thinner.
Yeah.
Like, remember we had joked about it before that like Lana was probably yelling at him to like so he could thin down to get into a tux.
He definitely got lean, which is good.
No, absolutely. All right, 205 Live. What did you think of the show this week?
It done really lackluster.
Yeah. This is the first one I thought in a while that was they probably laid an egg on.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? 2 matches in that stupid segment with what's his name? Kendrick.
Well, they had the Brian Kendrick win because Jack Gallagher just beat the snot out of him.
Yeah. But was that a match?
Yeah, it lasted for like a minute and a half, and then Gallagher got DQ'd.
Oh, because I kind of skipped through that because I thought they were just cutting promos, and then when I skipped, it was at a commercial, so I was like, oh, I guess it was just a promo.
Yeah, no, the match you're probably thinking of, it was Tony Nese against Metalik.
That happened too?
Yes.
No. Oh shit, maybe I watched last week's then. Where the main event was the tag team match?
Yeah, no.
Ah, shit, I watched last week's.
That's okay. Tony Nese beat Gran Metalik with the running knees, which I was like, when I saw him, I'm like, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah. I guess they just had so many guys that they didn't want to use them all at once.
The thing to me is, though, that guy, if they would like use him right, especially right after the CWC, he could have been a huge star to kids, like with the mask and everything.
I think they possibly still could if they bring him in now.
No, I agree with that. I just meant that they had
because I don't know how many kids were watching the CWC.
That's true too. But I just meant in the sense of he had like momentum going.
I mean, he's gonna have the momentum with that crowd.
True.
If they bring it I don't think the people that need him to have momentum, I don't think they were watching the CWC anyway.
That's fair.
Unfortunately, there's a good percentage of the WWE universe that won't watch that because they don't know who these guys are because it's not Roman.
No, I
fucking
have
pathetic.
to remind myself of that sometimes.
I can't believe it. To me, that's crazy.
Well, and like we've always said, like NXT is probably their best pure wrestling show, and probably a good 50% or more of the audience doesn't watch it.
Nope.
And I think that's being kind. It might be more than 50%.
Oh, a lot more than 50%. It's actually a very small percent of fans really watch that network stuff.
Oh, I love it, dude, because I don't know if you noticed, they just put a bunch of new stuff on there.
New old stuff?
Yeah, new old stuff. Like primetime wrestling and like the old WCW Saturday morning TV. I'm like, oh my god, I could sit here for like weeks and binge watch all this.
Yeah, I can with some of that stuff. After a while, though, I'm just like, I can't do it.
I'm still waiting for them to put on like Wrestling Challenge and like Superstars from when we were kids.
Yeah, it's a couple episodes that I still remember. So yeah, I would kind of watch that shit for like the nostalgia factor.
Hell yeah, dude, I would watch it because you remember that was when we were younger. It was back to back on Saturday mornings, at least here.
Like the funeral parlor.
Yeah.
And the brother love shit. I love you.
Yeah, oh my god, that shit was great. But the main event was Tozawa defeating Arya Davari in a pretty good match. They actually let him go 11 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I like how they're kind of like having Arya come out of nowhere.
Yes. I actually like to, and I know some people don't, that they're still selling the shoulder injury for Tozawa.
Yeah, no, they don't usually last with injury angles long, and it's good that they are. But yeah, I just hope that they don't overplay it.
Yeah. It's very old school.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see. And I like Tozawa. He's probably the one babyface right now that's over with the crowd.
I'm just growing tired of all of these people to challenge Neville just to lose. I kind of feel like it's the same shit going on with Asuka.
It's very possible.
I mean, to me, it's just like yawn. Okay, Neville's built up now. He's had his career rebirth in 205. I get it. Like Neville doesn't suck.
I understand what you're saying, but he's probably the strongest booked champion next to her.
Yeah, she's so strongly booked. It's fucking ridiculous. It's amazing, actually.
When you think about it, absolutely.
Seeing that she's about to hit 500 days by the pay-per-view.
That's very interesting.
I mean, I think she just passed Demolitions. The one that the New Day just broke. Yeah. I mean, it's only like she may have just beaten the New Days because the New Day only had 5 days on Demolition.
Yes, that's true.
So, I mean, like, there's a good chance she has that record then, which would make her the longest reigning champion, period, of the modern era.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, but again, it's like I've said, this is what happens when you book when you have no future. I mean, I guarantee you she would have dropped that title to Ember Moon had Ember Moon not gotten hurt at the May pay-per-view. At the May
before the May takeover.
Yeah. I guarantee you she would have dropped that title.
It makes sense.
I have no doubt in my mind. And they're building it up to all she has to do is hit her with the Eclipse. Not all they have to do, but like what's going to happen if she hits her with the Eclipse.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
So, I mean, from a storytelling point of view, I mean, that's cool. Like, there's WWE doing something right.
Yeah, where it's like, this is the one move, that could likely take out Asuka.
Or just building up somebody's finisher. Like, you knew back in the day, when Jake the Snake had you hooked and swung his hand around and he hit you, you were done. That was it.
Yeah, you were not getting up.
3D is the same. I mean, I believe that there's been 2 people in history that they've allowed to kick out of the 3D, and that's crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
And
because most finishers are not protected like that.
No, and that would be smart. Like, you want to finish. I mean, especially since her fucking finish is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah.
And then again, if you really protect the finish, then somewhere down the line, when you need somebody to kick out of the finish, it adds more to the match.
Yeah, where you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, before Mr. Perfect became a jobber, nobody kicked out of the Perfect Plex except for Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And when that first happened, that was like, like, did somebody really kick out of the Perfect Plex? Like, nobody kicks out of the Perfect Plex. Yeah, it was
shocking.
Yeah, and you don't have that anymore.
Yeah, like, the one I can really think of, and this is when I was much younger, is the Pedigree.
Yeah.
And the one time I remember it was when...
Warrior. When he hit the Warrior with it, Warrior no-sold it and stood up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But the one I completely forgot about that. The one I was thinking of, like when he became like a big name, like talent, was the only one I can remember is when Stone Cold did it when they had their 3 Stages of Hell match.
There's only been, what, 1 or 2 of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's been many 3 Stages of Hell match.
No, because one was like a cage, the other was like a First Blood, and I don't remember the third one.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But that's the one time I vividly remember someone kicking out of the pedigree. I wanted to bring this up because I had forgot to mention this. This is a report going around because I had sent it to you earlier that Paul Heyman is reportedly pushing for Brock Lesnar to drop the Universal titles to Samoa Joe at SummerSlam.
I mean, that would be something.
I hope it happens. I think it'd be fantastic.
I would be very surprised.
Me too. Because, honestly, with all those guys in there, if you told me right now who would take the pin or the submission, I'm going to put money on Samoa Joe's taking it.
Yeah, I would too.
And the only reason I say that is because I think they're going to protect the other 3.
Yeah, no, I agree with you fully. I don't disagree at all. I just think
it seems logical to me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I heard that Vince got very big on Joe.
Very big on him?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
But Vince is big on all of those guys right now. So
it's kind of like you booked yourself into a corner.
Yeah, kind of like who can survive that loss with the least amount of damage.
Yep.
Basically, that's how I see it. Yeah, like, who can afford to lose that match?
And yet it's not going to hurt them long term.
So, I mean, I think that's what it's going to come down to. And I guess it's just who Vince sees as expendable. And I don't like Joe's chances. You know, I'm with you.
Yeah. It seems like it'll make sense because Vince is going to do what Vince wants to do, not what someone else tells him.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Vince needs to get a grip of the 21st century.
Oh yeah, he's lost touch.
Yeah, I mean, what worked then, I don't think works now. And
no, I completely agree with you.
I mean, we wouldn't have what we have if it wasn't for his genius, but you know, it's. I also think genius has a time and a place.
I was going to say, like, the sands in the hourglass of time have run out.
Yeah, I think that there's a limit to what's relevant, and I think he's completely out of touch for what fans want now.
No, I agree with you. All right, now, NXT. What did you think of NXT this week?
I thought it was a little bit better. No Chris Hero, which is always a good thing, because I think he's boring. I don't like him in NXT. I loved him on the Indies. I don't get it on NXT, and it looks like that they're just desperate to do something with Itami.
It feels like that, doesn't it?
Kind of.
It was kind of cool though to see Aleister Black just kick him right in the face.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was really nice. That kick was picture perfect. Like I showed my wife, I was like, "Look how beautiful that is." I'm like, that's so pretty. There's no other word for it. Like that's such a pretty kick.
And he does it in a way that is like so like effortless.
Yeah, that's
you know what
a
I mean?
true
Like you
guy
and me
who knows
could
what
never
he's
do
doing.
it in a million years.
Not like that. Nope. No, we couldn't.
And then there wasn't really that many matches that were like worthy to talk about. Like Gargano had a quick one.
But I liked how they brought him out. They brought him out with his old music, like the DIY stuff, and then they changed it to Gargano, and it's new music for him, which is kind of a hybrid of his old solo music.
Yes.
So I thought that was pretty cool. Like, you know, they had him come out. Everybody was like, yeah, we know this theme. We're going to cheer. And then it was like, no, this isn't my theme anymore. And everyone's like, yeah, we agree. So
That's funny.
I just, given that NXT is the crowd that it is, I think that's like the best thing though.
Yeah, because it's the super marquee crowd.
Yeah, like, we love you. We're gonna take ownership. Oh, we don't like that theme song anymore.
we're abandoning you.
So I mean, it's. I thought that was really good. I was kind of like, yeah, Johnny Wrestling's back. But I wasn't as much out. Like, I know how good he is, but I was never like a huge like Gargano mark.
No, me neither.
I mean,
I
love
like
him.
respect everything he's done and such, but I've never been like super. Oh my god!
Yeah, prior to NXT, I was never like, I need to watch this Johnny Gargano match. I mean, granted, now I'm kind of like, wow, he's really.
You're
good
like,
at
what have I
he
been
does.
missing?
Kind of, yeah. Like, wow, he's really good at what he does. So.
Yeah, that's wild. The other thing I really enjoyed was the main event, which was Aleister Black going up against a debuting Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, that was a really good match. O'Reilly's a beast, man.
Well, I liked it because it was like how they like I guess you would say like a British strong style kinda.
Yeah, it wasn't a delicate match.
No, it wasn't anything pretty. It was just everybody like kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah, that was very much Kyle O'Reilly.
No, but they did it in such a way where even though Black won, they put over O'Reilly in the same match.
Oh, that was the most damage I've seen him take.
Yeah.
Like, that was like the most offense I've seen somebody get against him since he joined the roster.
Yes. And now, from what I was told, they announced that Atami and Black are going to have a match at TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Yeah, because they set it up so stupid. It was so Blair Witch almost. Did you see him attack him?
No.
They put up like a WWE.com exclusive, and you hear, Aleister! Oh my god, that's Aleister Black! Aleister, can you ask us some questions? Can we ask you some questions? And then out of nowhere comes Itami. So I guess it's supposed to be fan footage, but it's shot with like a super high definition camera.
Oh,
and it's like,
God.
So it's almost like found footage kind of stuff, and I was like, this is so shitty. Like, why?
I hate it when they do that.
Well, you know what? And then I'm reading the WWE.com page. They have fucking marks. So like, oh man, it seems so real. Like, and that's why they do shit like that.
Yeah.
There's people out there who are like, man, this is so good, but it was not good.
If you're gonna make it where like it's potential like fan footage video, then go get like a $500, $600 camera from like Sears,
Not even. Go get your fucking iPhone in your pocket.
Well, that too.
Go take an Instagram video.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways you can do it.
Yeah, you make a fake Instagram account, pretend you're a fan, and post to Instagram, not like high definition footage.
Yeah, where it's more grainy.
And the guy's like, is that Aleister Black? Oh my god, it's Aleister Black. It's like, oh my god, this is so bad. Like, what do you do?
And that's the thing that I love, that he's like never spoke.
Oh shit, he hasn't.
Nope.
He's never.
Like, he has that, and I hate to even put him in the same sentence with this person, but it's, and this person I'm going to say spoke a little bit, but it reminds me of The Undertaker when he first came in, where he barely spoke.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah, I'm not in any way comparing him to that, but I just mean the character and the way they portray him is very similar.
No, I understood what you meant. I didn't think you were calling him The Undertaker.
Yeah, no, I'm just clarifying.
No, I trust your judgment a little better than that.
Well, we know some people out there in this world like to twist your words around.
Everybody likes to twist words around.
Yeah. But
Tell him go
no,
fuck yourself.
I really enjoyed that match, and I'm excited for him and Itami.
I hope so. I hope this is finally something that makes me give a shit about Itami. Because since he's come here, I liked him in Japan. I don't know if it's the fact that he's been hurt so much that he keeps losing like momentum, but I don't give a shit.
He's just never done it for me.
I mean, I know he's a great worker, but it's like I don't care.
I guess it's the personality. He's just blah. He's like very vanilla.
For me, yeah, and I know that there was a time and a place, where he wasn't, where he was, fantastic. That's where CM Punk got, the GTS. I mean, his time he was amazing, but it's like with what WWE has now on the roster, he's not special.
No.
I'm sure people are going to disagree with me on that, but I'm sorry. I'd watch Nakamura over him any day.
Yes, because Nakamura has personality.
Yeah, I just, okay, granted, he kicks really hard and he can get kicked really hard. Cool.
Yeah. That's fair. Like I said, Nakamura has more of the
flair.
Yeah, the it factor. And I know that sounds horrible to say because people are like, oh, how can you say that? But you have to have some personality, for God's sake.
You gotta have charisma. Yeah. People gotta want to see you.
Like, for an example, like Chad Gable, he's like fantastic in the ring, but like he has zero personality.
Oh, I think Gable has a hell of a lot more than Jordan does.
Yes, I will say that, but that's not much.
I just don't think that he's been given a chance, whereas this Jordan comes across so blah. Because when they were first about to form and he was trying to convince Jason Jordan to be a tag team, he had the whole Ready, Willing, and Gable. And Jordan would be
catchy.
Like, oh, he's like, please don't do it. He just hold out the towel smiling.
Yeah.
Say, to me, that was endearing at the very least.
No, yeah, that's true. But who knows if they're going to let him, do shit like that.
Well, they had the smacking talk last week, and it came out that he's Daniel Bryan's son. Because they were poking fun at the whole angle. And it just said, you are the father.
That's funny. I love it.
He's like, son!
I love that
but you're only 4 years older than me.
Yes, I love the fact that they're doing a rogue show.
I think they only did it once, though. Did they do it this past
I didn't
Tuesday?
Look. Either way, it was hilarious.
I cracked up. I got a kick out of that. I really did. I was like, these guys, this is how to do it. Poke fun at it. But Vince apparently doesn't like any of the shit that's, like, real. No.
He likes, kindergarten humor.
Yeah, it's like Jason Jordan is Kurt Angle's son. Like, oh, that's such a good story.
Yeah, sign me up.
Apparently, he's signing autographs now with Jason Jordan Angle.
Oh, dear God. That's bad.
Yeah, it's still like one of those fucking, gimmicks. You never know what that... I mean, not that it's ever going to be worth anything, because who the fuck's Jason Jordan going to be, but...
Well, I'll one-up you on that, and you're going to laugh when I tell you this. I was given by someone a autographed Dean Douglas photo.
Oh, man, I need to have one of those for my collection. I'll put that right next to my Virgil and my TL Hopper.
Yeah, it's because you talk about rare ones. That's pretty rare too.
Is it?
Yeah, well, I mean, because he only had that gimmick for like less than 6 months.
Oh, Dean Douglas. Yeah.
Yeah, back in like '95. I think it was 95.
Would be hard to get.
What's that?
I said, you know what would be hard to get? A Buff Bagwell WWE merchandise item.
Yeah, just a bit.
He was there for one Monday Night Raw.
That's wild, man. I want to talk about this really quick before we get out of here. For those that don't know, on the Independence, in 2 days on this Saturday, and I think he might have already landed. I know he left last night, but had last night here, but had a crazy layover. Onita from FMW fame is coming to the States to wrestle on Saturday.
First time in 20 something years.
Has it been that long?
Yes, it has been. Last time it was in, I believe it was early 1990s in LA. I only know this because, you know me, I'm not into deathmatch stuff. I don't see a point in it, but I understand, like, I read a bit about this and I understood, because I was like, what the fuck is the dream match? Because I know the name, Onita. When I went back and I realized, I was like, oh, he's the explosion guy.
Yes.
So I kind of read a little bit about him. I didn't realize he's been wrestling since like the early 80s, like late 70s, early 80s.
He's like 60 years old.
Yeah, so I mean, and I can understand why this is such a big thing for Matt.
It's his dream.
I know he's been going through his health thing, and I'm like, why are you going to go through all of this shit and then go have a death match a week later? But now I can kind of understand when I realized who Onita was.
Yes, because he's one of the guys that got him into wrestling.
Into it, yeah.
And he's legitimately retiring in October.
Yeah, and it's his first match really in like 20-something years in the States. So I can understand why for fans that's such a big deal.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be crazy because Onita, I'm trying to remember, because he's burned a couple promoters at least 2 or 3 times, because he was scheduled to be in the States several times. I want to say at least 3 before, and like said, I'm not coming at the last minute.
I think he showed up. I think the last time he was here, I'm sorry, I think it was for an ECW event where he was supposed to turn.
Correct. It was a tag match in like '98.
Yeah, he was supposed to come out dressed as Sandman, but he came out in like a Japanese kimono kind of stuff, and fans fucking hated it.
People were like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, because he was doing the whole smoking Gene gimmick.
Yes.
In FMV. Or FMW, FVW, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, it was FMW. Which, you talk about weird matches, like an odd stuff, and it's just, and I'm not knocking Japanese people when I say this, but they do some crazy shit over there.
Yeah, I've seen the Exploding Ring matches. I saw the one where it was like the Inferno match, but it got out of control.
Yes.
Yeah, and I've seen the one where the ring was floating on water.
Yes. There's another one that's really good, and it's not like... See, I don't really call it a deathmatch because the way Onita does it, I've watched a lot more of his stuff recently to become familiarized with it. He has... I don't know if you want to call it an art to it, but it's like... He doesn't just do it and it's like boom, 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 in the first like 5 minutes. Like it's a build up to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is really cool because the one I just watched that I really enjoyed was one with him and Terry Funk from like 92, 93. And it was a barbed wire timed explosion death match. Which kind of meant if you didn't like get out and finish the match by like the timer, all of the explosions went off.
I vaguely remember that, yeah.
I guess it was like the first one ever. Was him and Terry Funk. So that's going to be very interesting because I'm going to get to meet him and get a picture and his autograph. So that should be very interesting.
Nice.
And I told people I'm not even a huge Onita like mark or anything, but it's one of these deals where he was like kind of like the forefathers of like hardcore wrestling many years ago. Plus the guy is like retiring in a few months, and who knows, if he'll ever be back in the States again. How things have gone over the last few years.
Yeah.
It's like one of those, I guess you'd say, bucket list kind of things.
No, I completely understand.
I will say this though, when he gets here, because I've talked to different people, they're leery of buying tickets because they want to make sure he's like physically in the states. Like it's gonna be crazy when people finally see that he's here. Like they're gonna get a ton. It's gonna be like a nightmare trying to park and stuff like that.
I mean, I guess I mean like I don't know how big the market is for people who care that deeply about deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Like I've heard from different people. Like there's people coming from all over the country to see this match.
That's crazy.
That's what I thought too. I was like, wow, that's real. That's like kind of cool in a way, you know?
Yeah, no, I understand fully. I mean, like, I think that's if that's somebody's thing, then more power to the people to really enjoy themselves, and hopefully it's something good. But it's kind of hard a 60-year-old man to
Yeah.
get behind something like that.
No, I understand. And then the other cool thing on the card is it's one of Lio Rush's last independent appearances.
Oh, that's cool. So they're gonna have like non-killing
Oh
stuff.
yeah, Leo's fighting Janela for the last time because they
That's
have
cool.
a big rival indie rivalry.
Well, that's good then.
And I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, Masada, who most people, it's crazy when you think about it because he wrestled on Sunday Night Heat years ago, so he can actually wrestle, but went the more hardcore side in later years against their champion now, Shane Strickland, who is on Lucha Underground.
Oh, is he? I haven't seen any of Lucha Underground.
Yeah,
The
I
last
think
two
he's under his
seasons.
real name, Shane Strickland. But yeah, he's their world champion right now.
Oh, really? Cool.
He just won it last month, and I'm trying to remember what else. Oh, they have a triple threat tag match, and it's two of Onita's Japanese guys. This is the one crazy thing. The one guy that's supposed to be in that tag match, that's Onita's guys, has broken his jaw in two places, and he was medically cleared to wrestle,
That's crazy.
which is insane when you think about it.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
And because I saw a photo, I was telling someone this yesterday. I saw a photo of the guy on Twitter, and he has like this giant contraption, like holding his jaw together, and he hasn't like been able to eat in a week.
And he's been cleared? Because that sounds weird.
I
If
know.
that's
I'm assuming he must have to like drink, have everything like blendered up for him, to drink it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I thought it was crazy. I'm like, wow, because like the Japanese doctors medically cleared him to fly and to come over here.
That's nuts.
I
Fuck
thought,
out. Fuck out of here. Ain't
I
worth
thought
it.
it was crazy, but either way, I think there's like 6 total matches. I'm forgetting a couple, but it should be fun.
Well, I hope you enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I should, and there's going to be a ton of people from all over, which is kind of cool to think about that people would all come to like Voorhees, New Jersey.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Voorhees. Why is it like a shitty place?
No, it's just in
It's
the middle.
Voorhees, New Jersey.
Yeah, there's nothing bad about it. It's just like kind of just this little suburb in between like Philly and Jersey.
Well, that's good
Because
then.
it's in Jersey. It's like maybe 20 minutes from Philly.
Oh, okay.
Like
Huh.
it's just I don't want to say in the middle of nowhere, but you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't
Yeah.
expect, oh, everybody, I'm coming here.
Yeah, my first time in the United States, I'm going to Voorhees, New Jersey.
Yeah.
For my maybe like for my U.S. retirement match, I'm going to Voorhees.
Yeah. It's crazy to think about. But on that
But it's
note,
understandable.
yes. But on that note, we're gonna get out of here for tonight. You can catch us on our social media at facebook.com/American Sports Connection or on Twitter at AM Sports Con, CONPOD. And on that note, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give us a thumbs up, all that good stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.